I had the recording paused. Once again, I'm being hosted from not in this room, so I want to thank Sean for being generous enough to be my trusty host. So I'm going to welcome you all tonight and want to thank you all for switching the nights. So we are having our full moon ceremony this evening. So bear with me with the energy. It's been kind of a wonky day, which is going to be, I'm assuming, a major part of our ceremony this evening. And I can't tell who is all here, so I'll just give a couple more minutes to see if anyone else comes on. Sean can let me keep watching and let me know when he thinks, if he's still admitting people. You can text me, Sean, I have it right next to me. So thank everyone that did come. And as always, deeply honored and grateful to come here and make a prayer and to be able to hold space for everyone. We're definitely in very transformative times. That's the best way I'm going to put it. And there's deep work happening. So I don't know if anyone can feel it. For whatever reason, this full moon is very intense for me. So I can only imagine that everyone else may be feeling the same thing. And I worked a lot with it today, and there were some beautiful things that came out of it that I believe is part of what we're going to share this evening. I'll wait until we really get rolling, and then I'll come up and show you a picture. Because on the altar this evening is a despacho that I did. I did personal work this weekend, working with the Nosta energy, which is these feminine rites of these 7 goddesses from Peru. And the work is very deep and it's very rich. But one of the despachos, one of the rites that you get is Santa Teresa, and that is all about the heart. And so we sit there and we did a despacho in honor of clearing your heart. Like, what are the things that we hold in our heart still that may be an old story or old energy that it isn't in service to us anymore? What are our heart's desires that may have been so buried for so long that we've lost touch with them and we've lost connection with them? So we did a despacho to put that in and to work that energy, to be able to release those parts, to release any sadness, any grief, any loneliness, any jealousy, any envy, anything in our heart that is not of the light, is not of that highest vibration. And if anyone's been coming to the ceremonies for most of this quarantine, it's been all about, I mean, it's always been about that, but it's especially been about how do we connect in with our heart? How do we connect in and be able to transmute or to lighten up our heart so that we're not carrying that heaviness? Because, that's that place of Munai. So we always want to be in that place of, down here, it's that place of right action. How do we move in the world? But he wants to be connected to that place of great Munai. What is that great love in your heart? What is that? How do we show up and bring love and light into everything that we touch? And then up here, we got right thinking, right mind. So that right intuition, that part of us that will guide us to knowing that, to me, think about that. What a world we would have if we had right action, right thought, and what mind, and right mind be how we walk in the world, with impeccability, with grace, with ease. That's why Kuan Yin's on the altar tonight. Kuan Yin is there to hold us in that place of compassion, We have the rose quartz flame to be able to sit there and bring us into that deepest places of unconditional love. Can we love unconditionally? Can we love fiercely? Can we love without condition? And mostly for ourselves, because if we can't do that for ourselves, we're incapable of doing that for others. That I know has been one of my greatest teachings in this lifetime, is how do I work in that place of unconditional love? Because I place so many conditions on my own love for myself, let alone anyone out there. I probably am a lot more compassionate out there than I am in here. And to me, that's part of this quarantine and this pandemic. That was what's part of its teachings were, is that I got to go to a place where these two crazy, amazing kittens came into our life that we rescued, and literally me and Johanna helped trap. So from the time they were little itty bitty babies to helping them get trapped, and then bringing them here and socializing them, and then falling in love with them. And I was sharing with a friend today, like, you know, we didn't rescue them, they rescued me. I don't know where I would have been in this quarantine without feeling their love, and without helping them in the moments when I was feeling my lowest, going in and having that love sent to me and helping it awaken my love within myself, to bring light into my world that felt so dark, and felt so lonely. So I'm forever grateful for them and for the blessings. But then Spirit's saying that I also have to acknowledge that I did open up a space that helped create that. I had done enough healing to know that I was worthy of that. They were there to reflect my work. They were there to reflect that which I had done and opened myself up to. So we have that place of, this great place of unconditional love. I also have on the altar, because the work I did today, and I've never had this on the altar, is eagle. Because eagle took me on a journey today, a very powerful journey. And I, as always, you know, I have no idea what I'll be doing in ceremony or the journey, but I believe it will be similar to what I experienced today. And if that is the case, you're in for a major treat, and healing. So eagle came in today, and it had so many different facets to it. But eagle's the visionary, right? Eagle helps us to see from a higher perspective. Eagle is spirit. So how do we tap into our spirit self? How do we look through the eyes of eagle and be able to see everything for almost the truth of what it is, be able to see the limitless possibilities so that we're not faded. It's what we talk about all the time, is we don't want to be faded and be in that tunnel. We want to be able to see all the possibilities, so at that moment we can start to live our destiny and not what we're faded to. So tonight, I believe this full moon is about this great potential of being able to work those places in our heart, to be able to bring them into fire, to bring them into ceremony, to bring them into my despacho. Like, it's on the altar. So it's sitting there, this heart despacho, ready for you to release anything in your heart that is holding you back, anything in your heart that's making it heavy. And I'll explain that more in a minute. So the despacho is there to gather that, to bring that into its fold. And like I said, we have Kuan Yin to bring in that place of compassion and love. I also have, very interesting, I forgot I had this. I haven't seen it in a while. And I was cleaning stuff out, and this is a staff that I got the last time I was in Peru with Jorge. And I forgot that it has an eagle on it, and it has baby condor feathers on it. And it's made of Palo Santo wood. So it's a very sacred staff. So that's on the altar tonight, to help us to bring in that place of vision, to help us to bring into that place to be able to see with different eyes. How do we see through the eyes of spirit? So that it steps us away from our ego vision, our very limited vision. And how do we expand? How do we really be able to take in and encompass all that's happening? So these are the couple things we'll be working with today, just a couple little things. But so I've given some time. So if everyone could just put in chat, just so that we can get the circle together and the energy, and that spirit knows who's here and who's available, since it's so hard through Zoom, but how we can create our own collective energetic body. So if you can just put in chat, just your name. If you want to put anything else in there, you may. But just your name, just so that we can connect in and know everyone that's here. So we'll just do that real quick. All right. Let me get pull up a picture of the despacho, so that, and I'll bring it up and put it up to the screen so you can see what is inside. And for anyone that doesn't know what a despacho is a prayer bundle. It's a giveaway to the spirit. It's a place of coming into Aini and in right relation, in gratitude. So it's making this livable offering to spirit, to creator, to Allah, to God, however you refer that. And once it's all created, and it creates this magic, it creates this tapestry, and then you release it. So I will be burning it most likely tomorrow or the next day to release it. But I'm assuming now why I hadn't done it yet is because it was meant to be here this evening. Here we're gonna go again.
We just see a bright screen.
I know. I'm gonna drop the light. Oh, really? Anything?
No.
If you text it to me, I should be able to put it in the chat. Text it to Sean.
Okay. Good idea.
I almost said that.
It's really beautiful. I would like you guys to share and just take a moment to tap in and look at it.
With the chat screen?
No, because it didn't.
Gotta love technology. I don't. Well, I love that it gives us the avenue to be able to connect, so I shouldn't say that. But we'll try in a minute. I'll just keep talking as they're going, but it's in the shape of a heart. It has lots and lots of flowers in it, and it's full of candies. This gazpacho, because it's about love, it has a lot of sweet things in it. A lot of candies, sugar, chocolates. I put a lot of fish in there to be that part of the waters, that part of healing and cleansing. trying to think what else that had symbology. There was the fig that opened up, and it was about the ancestors, about being connected to all our ancestors. Because for anyone new to ceremony, maybe on here, is to understand that when we do work in a ceremonial setting, we heal 7 generations behind and 7 generations ahead. So we have this magnificent opportunity. So within there, my intention was to put a fig in and open it up. And when I opened it up, I don't know if you ever really looked inside of a fig, like there's a million little seeds. So to me, it was all the seeds of our ancestors. It was all those millions of seeds that sit in there, and then put a candle inside that to ignite the healing for them, and a feather to be able to go up and for our prayers to be answered, for our ancestors to hear our prayers, for those to go up. Because to me, that's why I started to do ceremony. I mean, in actuality, was because given my family history, if there was a way that I could make a prayer so that no one else had to live what I had lived, or my aunts or my grandmother or my grandmother's grandmother had to live, then that was so profound to me. So every vision quest, every sweat lodge, every pipe ceremony, every woman's dance, they all held great purpose for me, and making that prayer not only for myself, because that's what ceremony is about, is we'll come here and we do our personal work, but it's about how does it affect the global? How do we be able to heal those pieces? I spent so much time in this quarantine seeing what has triggered me outside, and anyone that knows, if you go on Facebook, you can be triggered within 10 seconds. So anything that triggered me, knowing that I needed to work it out in here, I needed to heal it in here, I needed to come into balance with it. I needed to own that piece that was pushing me out there. So that's what ceremony does. And then I bring it to ceremony. You know, every once in a while we'll get stuck and need to see my shaman or a healer or have work done. But to me, that's the gift of ceremony, is you can be with you, the creator, and your higher self. To me, ceremony is about empowering you to know that you're in control of your own destiny, that you and spirit are the ones that are in control of the wheels. And I love to empower people so that they're not given over control to anyone else. I'm not saying that having a reading now and again isn't bad, or getting healing ceremonies. There are times when all of that is absolutely necessary. But from someone that has struggled with severe depression and severe debilitating thoughts, that healer or that reader wasn't in my room at night when I was struggling with my darkness. That was me with me. So what I loved about ceremony is it taught me that I had direct relation with God, going against everything that I was taught in Catholic school, right? I had to go to church to go to God. I had to go through the priest to get to God. I had to, to be absolved from my sins, I had to go. And I'm not negating that. Don't hear me say that. But to me, the greatest gift was understanding that I had direct access to Creator. Because then that put me back in control. Not control. Put me back to be empowered. That I was not powerless. And so to me, that's why I gift ceremony. That's why I bring ceremony forward, is how can you awaken that empowerment within you? How do we bring about that healing in our heart? And I'll tell you why that to me is relative. So my story of today is, I had a really challenging time. I spent 24 hours once again struggling with, do I want to be here? Do I want to be here in a world that isn't reflecting my inner heart? Do I want to be here in a world where I know I'm struggling with totally stepping in to my heart's desires? And it could be COVID fatigue. I don't really think it is, but maybe it is. And just everything just feels like, just had felt like I was making a mountain out of a molehill. So everything that happened just seemed so insurmountable that it just was crushing me and crushing me. So when that happens, I mean, I didn't have to work today, thank God. I worked through it yesterday. I spent the whole day working in ceremony and working with my helping spirits and working with my guides. And that's where today came in, of doing this amazing, beautiful work with Sandra Ingerman. I'm going through another course with her. And so I forced myself to do the next class, even though I didn't feel mentally up to it or could sustain. But we did a journey, and you can't see, but I have my dragonfly necklace on and earrings, because we did a journey with dragonflies. But the first journey I did before that was about meeting a helping spirit and a nature spirit. And that's when Eagle came. And Eagle brought me up to the sun. And when it brought me to the sun, it laid me down on the sun and basically dismembered me. And I was crying, and I was in a lot of pain physically. And I was being told, like, those things that I put into that despacho, it was pulling them out of me. It was using the sun to illuminate and heal all those pieces, so that I was laid bare. I was down to just bones. And Eagle was pulling out anything that was not in service. And it was a very guttural, very profound healing. And then I came back, and it took me a while before I could keep going on. But then she was talking about dragonflies, and that the why she likes to work with dragonflies, and don't quote me, but I believe she said they're like 300,000 years old. And anything that could sustain that long, they have to know something, right? That's it. That's a nature spirit worth connecting to. So we connected to it. And we were to ask it to just share with us, share with us some wisdom about, because she said the only way they have changed, so listen to this, because this is what we've been talking about in ceremony forever, is that we're here to become from human beings to homo luminous beings. So what that means is that to know that we are more light than we are particle, meaning we are more spirit than we are ego. So we're more light than we are matter. So to acknowledge that place that we are made up of light, and how do we own that? So the dragonfly, its body has become less and less and less dense, which means it's become more infused with light in order to survive, in order to thrive, in order to evolve. So that was why she wanted us to work with them today, is to see what message do they have, what innate quality in them has made them to be able to evolve. And for me, and maybe, like I said, I never know what the journey is going to be. I think that's where we're going to go with it. But for me, what they shared with me was to be light of heart. Hold on one second. To be light of heart. So how are we? Okay, so Lynn has on the screen, that's the despacho. Lynn printed it out. So if everyone just wants to look at it on the screen for a second. And if you guys unmute yourself and talk, you'll be the main screen.
Hello. So here's her despacho. It's beautiful.
So that's all the flowers, and we have the confetti. Oh, I'll stop talking.
All right, I'm back to talking. And if you ever need to, you can just click on whatever screen you would like to see. That's another Zoom trick.
Okay, so just take that in and breathe it in, so that when you're working with it, you can be right there, right center. Now I lost track, so I was looking at that because it was so pretty. What else about the dragonflies?
Evolving the like.
Oh, so I asked them how they've been able to to lose density. And it said by lightening your heart. So I thought, oh, that's why the dispatcher is still here. We all have heard that expression, is your heart as light as a feather, right? So how can we raise our vibration and clear out enough hucha, dense, heavy energy within our heart, so that we're able to have a heart that's light as a feather, that we're able to have a heart that is so filled with light that it makes all of the body less dense. You've heard the expression, a heavy heart, right? And that's where I've been. So to me, when I was working with the eagle and the sun, what I heard was what was being pulled out of me was despair, was grief, was sadness, was disappointment, was resentment. It was all these places that are keeping me so bogged down that I'm not illuminating at the frequency I can. And you've heard me say this, and I'm sure you have heard other teachers and spiritual teachers say this, is that's all we're here to do, is to be love and light. The rest is illusion. The rest is all the lessons that get us to remember that we're here just to be love and light. That we're here to be able to fiercely love, to courageously dream, even if the world is not expressing it. And that's where I tripped up in the last 48 hours, is that the world's not reflecting 100% my heart's desire, but then that means if it's not reflecting it, there's something within me that's blocking it. Because, I don't know, there was a story of the Buddha, and I'll probably screw it up, but the parts that I remember best are is that Buddha's, one of his followers were in the middle of a war, and they're fighting, and there's all this, and there's carnage, and there's all these things, and so the student calls on Buddha, and Buddha comes and literally walks right through the war, like right through the battle. And he's like, Buddha, like, how are you able to do that? Buddha didn't see the war, because war didn't exist in Buddha. Buddha only saw his student and only saw him in love. So it's so like we're waiting for heaven on earth when I think heaven on earth already exists, and some people have been able to achieve it because that's what they feel in their heart, and they've been able to release all that heaviness, that burden, that pain. And not that we're never not, that's double negative, but not that we aren't ever going to experience pain, because we're 3D. I mean, that's part of our journey. But do we live there? Do we take it in and make it our story? You know, I was taught a long time ago, and this was through the teachings of Louise Hay. Be mindful of your I am statements, because I am not angry. I am not pain, because that's not who we are. It's what we're experiencing. So to remember to say, I may be experiencing pain right now, but I may experience joy in 5 minutes. But when we make an I am statement, that means that's who you are, and that's not who we are. We're spirit. We are spirit in motion. We are light and we are love. The rest is illusion. Unless we keep sharing those words with ourselves, I am something other than that, then that's what we become. So, that's a lot of rambling. So, for me tonight is about this beautiful full moon. And the full moon, a full moon ceremony is about release. But just remember, it was kind of hammered in the Nusta's workshop and this weekend, is that that's great that you want to release, but just always remember we have to fill back up. Because when the universe is never going to leave anything void. There's something that fills up everywhere. So if you're going to empty up, you need to fill up. And why not consciously fill up? Consciously fill up with something that's going to help with your heart's desire, help with lightening your heart. Because if we just leave it open and available to chance, generally our unconscious is going to be what fills it up. And our unconscious thoughts are the ones that are generally our self-defeating, self-limiting thoughts that trip us up, that hold us captive. We're hitting that point now, and next month we'll be doing our despacho. So we're in the throes of doing that last minute of weeding out right now. So if we see ourselves as the garden, right, and we look at everything as cyclical, and we're going into that phase of the spring, right now we are starting to get ready and get our soil ready. We're the soil. So what do we need to pluck out of the heart? What are the weeds that are in there that are entangling and like kind of sucking up the seeds, like kind of suffocating them? How do we make ourselves available to dream big, to love big, to accept? These are all questions, trust me, I'm asking myself. I'm not saying I have any of the answers. We're all work in progress. And that's why we're all here together to support each other as a group, as a community. And to realize that we have the help, we have the assistance from Creator, through the elements, through the earth, through the nature beings, through our ancestors, through our power animals, the angels. We have so many resources. And what Spirit's reminding me is that to remind you is you just need to ask for help. That's where I got to today, on my knees. Which generally sometimes got to bring me to my knees to remember I'm not alone. It feels like you're alone a lot, especially in this quarantine, because some people are really alone in their house physically, but we're never alone. So Spirit's telling me to share you one story before we go into ceremony. So when I was a young buck and very a brat, not that I'm not still a brat, but I was a bigger brat then, and kind of when I was trying to challenge Spirit, I went away to a weekend. I think it was actually a week away with Michelle and a group of people. Our group, we used to have a meditation group, and we all went away. And there was this one woman there that really didn't like me in the group. She just was challenged by me. So we always went head to head, and she was there, and she was really making my life difficult there. And she was a lot older than me. I was only like 24 at the time. But thank God I'm too much of a brat to, no matter what someone's age was or their ranking, that I would finally just get to a point, like a what the fuck point. Like, but anyway, I was having a really hard time because I felt like Michelle was ignoring me. I kept trying. She was like presenting, and she had a booth, and she had asked me to come there, and it seemed like I was invisible to her. And this person kept freaking driving me insane. So I hit a point where I was just so pissed off, and I was like, but Thunder, one of my other teachers, was there, and she was actually using my, I offered up my vehicle for her and her group to go up there because I just wanted to get the hell off of the property, but I couldn't because I didn't have a car. Because I was so adamantly pissed off that everyone was ignoring me, everyone was being mean, that this was bullshit. I didn't have to take this. I didn't have to be here. So, but I had no vehicle. So I was trying to figure out who I could call to come up to Elizabethtown, which is pretty far away, to come and get me. So I go outside and I'm on a swing, and I'm swinging, having a pissy fit in my head, being a little brat. And I'm swinging, and next thing I know, out of the corner of my eye, I see the empty swing next to me swinging. And I'm like, okay, I'm making this shit up. So I stopped the swing, and the swing stopped. I started going, the swing went. Now I'm like, okay, what did they give me? Like, I'm hallucinating. So I kept toying with it. And finally I surrendered, and I said, okay, what do you have to share with me? And I basically got my ass kicked by spirit. First off, being told, who do you think you are? That you're alone? Do you think you're that powerful? Do you really think you're the center of the universe? First off and foremost. And, you know, you're the one being a brat. You're the one making yourself invisible. So basically shut up, get your shit together, go back in there and be there like you were supposed to be, in service to Thunder, in service to Michelle, in service to myself. Like, because I was blocking myself from enjoying these workshops and these classes, from having a fit. So I sat, got in check, I go inside, and within 2 seconds, I walk into the room where Michelle was setting up, and Michelle turns around and goes, oh my God, where have you been for like a day and a half? I have needed you. I've needed you to help me set up. And that's when it hit me. Like, that what is going on inside, we project outside, where I felt she was ignoring me. My projection of feeling less than, or feeling that I wasn't worthy, or feeling that, like, you know, she's giving me a hard time, made me invisible to her. But it wasn't her, it was me. And the greatest lesson I learned that day is I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I choose to believe I'm alone when I want to go through those moments, like, and feel that for whatever reason I want to. But it's not my truth. It's not anyone's truth. It's not your truth. So Spirit wanted me to share that story with you so that you can understand that you're never walking this path alone. You're always held. You're loved. And sometimes they will kick our ass when we need it. Like, sometimes we're so stubborn. That's me. And maybe you don't need your ass kicked. I do a lot of times. How receptive are we? And to remember to ask for help. There are spiritual principles. Angels, guides, ancestors cannot step in and do anything without your permission. That's spiritual law. They cannot help unless asked. And that's another thing that I've been learning, and it's really been being impounded in my head by Sandra Angerman, vice versa. Just as they can't come and infringe with us, we need to really start to be mindful of stepping into nature, of asking a tree its permission before we just go hug it. Of, like, her words are, may I step into your field. So tonight when we're working with whatever animals we're working with for anything, we ask permission first. May I step into your field? She equated it to, would you want to go walking down the street and people just come up and randomly hug you? I mean, for anyone that's pregnant, you know that you felt that. People come up and feel like they are entitled to touch your belly. Just randomly. You know, it's like, just because I'm pregnant doesn't mean that I'm fair game for everyone to come over and touch me. So the same thing with nature. May I step into your field? It's just about being invited. It's about reciprocity, about respect on both ends. It's about being reciprocal. And if it says no, it says no. You might not be ready. Maybe your field's too, like, nature wants us to be more centered, more grounded when we step into it, because then that's what we bring. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So with the ceremony, I don't know where it will go, but we'll open directions and we'll work with release and bringing in. We'll work with the energy of the eagle, Kuan Yin, of your ancestors, of any helping spirits you have. And they can come in any form. For me, a lot, it's ancestor work. We have the despacho. Spirit is wanting me to be very clear with you guys, is tonight is a gateway. Tonight is an opportunity to open up a portal in your heart that you've never, ever, ever experienced. And for anyone that's going to see this after on YouTube, know that if the same portal is available to you whenever you see it. There's no time and space in spirit world. It's not linear. It's sacred. It's circular. So this portal is available. Even if someone were to watch this years from now, this portal is timeless. This portal is a way of going in and accessing parts of your heart that may have never been touched or are dormant. But it's about reawakening. And within reawakening, how do we break away parts that aren't in service? Parts that are ready to be lifted up. They want to be offered up in this ceremony tonight so that you can step in. So as always, I hope you answer your soul's call. And I believe you already did. Anyone that's here tonight, this is part of your soul's calling. If this is triggering you, I ask you to maybe breathe with it and try to hang in there. Some of my biggest ahas or awarenesses is when I was triggered or in resistance. Because I promise you, I'm holding a container in as much safety and compassion as possible. And so I hope that you can surrender into that and trust that. Because that's what I love most about ceremony. It's where I feel the safest. And my goal is to be able to bring that into my waking world or my walking world, my 3D world, to a bigger capacity, to know that I am just as held and safe there as I am here. So with that being said, I am going to open directions that I'll offer up in chat if anyone's not ready. If someone wants to have a candle and go grab one, I'll give you a minute if you just want to have a candle lit by you. But know that there's a candle on my altar. So even though we are not in the same space, we are all, like I said, there's no separation. So it's just like you were sitting here with me and at this altar. So this altar is holding to be able to receive the prayer. So all you need to do is intend and have the prayers sent here. Just as you will make your prayers and send them to the despacho. And so just give a moment. And for anyone, if anyone is new, opening directions is me calling in sacred space. It's where we're able to transcend our linear ego mind and step into the sacred, step into limitless possibilities, step into where we can create a new mythic map that holds us differently, that lives us differently. So, alrighty. So as I call in the directions, you can stand up if you know where the directions are in your house or home, or you can just close your eyes and feel the energy come in. To the winds of the south, the Sachamama, come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of suffering and step into that place of impeccability. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Dr. Ango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Oh, thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you for this place of teaching us how to live fearlessly. Thank you for teaching us how to become peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet, yet not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the emotional level. Oh. To the winds of the north, to Sita Kinte, great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight. Thank you for this place of being the eye in the center of the storm. Oh, thank you for teaching us how to take the epic journey of our life. But more importantly, continue to teach us how to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. Flew into the east, great eagle condor, Apuccini, you who fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Thank you for helping us see with eagle vision. Help us to see the limitless possibilities available at all times so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Mama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, creeping the cry, the sin, the prayer, the singing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being the true alchemist that takes that which no one concerns, bring it back to us, the gift of gold. Thank you, mother. Thank you for teaching us this place of the divine feminine. Thank you for teaching us about grounding and nurturing. About that place of being received, of being held, of finding that place of home. And I thank you yet again for being patient with us as a species and leaving us on your back yet another day. Oh. Inti Tai Tai, Mama Kia. Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic of images. Thank you for the hearts and minds and souls of everyone in this circle. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please help us to open our hearts. Please help us to let go of any barriers that restrict us. Any false sense of security that we feel in that way that blocks us from that place of love of self, love of others. And as always, I thank you for the opportunity to be in service. And I ask you to help me to be a hollow bone so that I may be here in the highest way possible, in the highest frequency. And thank you yet again to all the ancestors that went before me and sacrificed their lives so I may make this prayer. Oh. And I'll burn some sweet grass for Pachamama. Let her know our sincerity in coming here to make a prayer. So you can get in a comfortable position, either lay down or sit up, whatever makes you more comfortable. And I won't drum the whole time because I've learned that when I drum on Zoom, they can combat being able to hear me or the drums. So I'll drum, and when I talk, I'll stop drumming. Let's take this time to get grounded and become that conduit between heaven and earth. So from either the soles of your feet or from your root chakra, see roots like that of a tree going down into the belly of the mother. These rich, deep roots that go past the bedrock all the way down to the mother's molten core. Take a moment to feel her richness. Feel a solid grounding. Feel how held you are, how safe, how protected. Feel how much she loves you. It's unwavering. Feel all those that inhabit her, the worms, the ants, all the creatures, big and small. Take a moment and breathe in her essence. Understanding what the divine feminine feels like. Knowing that you are capable of giving this love to yourself at all times. And knowing that she will ground you and hold you during this journey. So bring that energy up from that molten lava, up, up, up through the roots, up to your first chakra. Filling that cavern. That place of grounding, that place of connecting to the mother, of being deeply rooted in the feminine. And coming up to your sacral, to your Cusco, to your womb, place of creation. And then coming up to your solar plexus, your place, your seat of power, of your personal power. Feel the feminine reside there. And then feel it come up to your heart and burst forward. Tap on your heart for a moment and really feel the mother grounding in there. Opening up and beginning to expand those recesses of your heart. And coming up to your throat. Up to your third eye. And then up to your crown. Feel yourself firmly held in the place of the feminine. And then from the crown of your head, see a pool of light going up to the apus, to the heavens. Tinti Tai Tai, Father, Son, star nations. That place steeped in the divine masculine. Of great action and wisdom. But of safety. The divine masculine is an amazing container and vessel to hold the divine feminine so that she can create. So she's made available to dream in this beautiful, secure container. And have that energy come down into your crown, blending with the feminine. Down to your third eye, down to your throat, into your heart where it dances in beautiful rhythm together. Down to your solar plexus, down to your sacral, and down to your root. And feel how those energies feel in you. I was taught that when the divine masculine and the divine feminine come together, it creates a sacred marriage. And within that sacred marriage, all things are possible, all creations possible. So feel how you are this alchemical container, that anything we plant tonight is possible, has potential, has growth, is nurtured and loved. So from this place is sitting in this place of absolute empowerment. I ask that you call forth any helping spirit, guide, ancient one, ancestor, helping spirit, nature being. But knowing that you can call upon Eagle and Kuan Yin, who are already on the altar and will be part of our guides, will be holding sacred space for us. So call them in and thank them. Thank them for their service. Thank them for showing up. I'll give you a moment. And we will begin our journey. And our journey will be, and I will guide you, but it seems like the journey is going to be, you either have the choice of any winged animal, could be eagle, could be hawk, could be dragonfly, could be butterfly. That's going to take you into your heart. Spirit will show you parts that are up and ready to be released, that are no longer in service. And we will release them, and then we will do some work with bringing in what that opens up in our heart once that space is created. So in your mind's eye, see a place in nature, a place that is sacred to you, a place that is safe to you. Preferably a place where you've been, or it could be a sacred place that you go to in meditation and journeys. And begin to make your way there. Through whatever path, whether it be sand, rocks, mountain, water, ice, stones, pebbles, concrete, grass. And as you are ascending, feel yourself being cleansed away by the drum. enter this beautiful space asking if you may be received along with your helping spirit, guide, ancient one, ancestors, power animal. And see us all in sacred circle with the sacred fire in the center. With your helping spirit around you. And also see all the ancestors that have come for healing also. They may stand behind you, beside you, in front of you, above you. And as you concentrate on the fire, watching the flames flicker, start to make your way in. Into your spiritual heart. And as you enter, see how it feels. Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel excited? Does it feel frightened? Does it feel confused? Does it feel welcoming? And while you're here, I will begin drumming. And with calling in and making sure your helping spirit is with you, begin to dialogue with your heart. And see what is ready, what vibration, what frequency is ready to be released. What is preventing you from creating your heart to be as light as a feather? And begin now. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. Tai, and you are Veronica, Veronica, hey, hey, oh, I. So from this space, as you have gathered pieces that are ready to be released, place them in the fire. You can either send them to the fire that we were surrounding, fire in your home, or the fire on my altar. Just intend it, and it will be so. Use your breath. It is your life force. And as you release it from your body through your breath, see it be released in every cell in your body, in every organ in your body, in every system in your body. Let it go. Give it permission to leave. Thanking it for its service. Thanking it for the dance that you have done, but now the dance is over. It is time for a new partner. And as you're releasing, see how your frequency is changing, how your vibration is changing, how your light is changing. How your emotions are changing. Feel that lightness entering your heart, maybe in recesses for the first time. Honor them, accept them in, knowing that you will get exactly what you need in this moment. Nothing less, nothing more, but where you're at, it will meet you. The universe always has your back, always is supporting you, always loves you. And feel yourself shifting. Feel your heart becoming lighter. Now from this space, ask higher self, creator, universe, helping spirits, your heart. Let's bring in a color. What color vibration do you need in this moment to fill this new cavern, this new opening? First color that pops in. And then breathe that color in. Feel it filling up every nook and cranny of your heart, every artery, every chamber. Feel it recalibrating you, remembering you, awakening you. And as you bring in this light, feel how your body chemistry is changing. Feel how you, as the dragonfly, feel less dense. Feel more open to light, more open to frequency. Calibrating at a much higher level. And see that hit every cell in your body, every organ, every system, till you are literally vibrating in this color and frequency. You can ask for a word or an image or a sound to go along with it, anchoring it in to an even greater degree. So I want you to own that. Spirit wants you to know that this is your true essence. The rest is illusion. And just take a couple moments and integrate this. Feel that absolute stillness. That yet is full and abundant. And from this place, let's make our way back to the fire, keeping this energy. Coming back to that circle, that sacred fire where our ancestors still are. And shared with them this abundance, this energy, this wisdom, this guidance, this clarity. And see how their energy shifts. You may see it as an unwinding of a pattern. You may see it as an awakening on their faces, or light shining through their eyes. And then send that energy into the fire. Knowing that we are releasing this energy up to the great mystery to let it be known that we accept this energy. That we have received this energy. And that we are one. Thanking your helping spirits, the ancient ones, the guides, the ancestors, power animals, nature beings, for guiding you, for being with you. Thank your higher self and creator, Inti Tai Tai Pachamama, for holding you and anchoring you, for creating such impeccable space. And raise your hands out and see this energy go out. This light be emanated out to help awaken any and all that are open to receive. Anyone that's heart is ready to be filled and ignited in their own personal power. May we be a reflection and a beacon of light. May we answer our soul's calling. May we not hide from the truth of who we are. May we feel confident and safe in our own power and wisdom. But do it in a humble yet confident way. To have not power over, but power with. And then bring your hands back to your heart. acknowledging and honoring the powerful work that you've done. The beauty that you've brought into your world. Honoring that which you've let go of, that has gone into this beautiful despacho and into this fire. Thanking each other for being each other's sacred witness. And we start to make our way back. Back to the room in which you were in. Back in your body. Wiggle your toes a bit. Grounding in the beautiful light, that frequency. Start making your way back, fully back in your body. I pulled a card for us. Could you turn on the light just one time? Pulled the card. To sum up what we've done this evening. And it's from the Work with Light, Your Light Oracle Cards by Rebecca Campbell. I'll try to bring it up in a moment. But I want you to close your eyes and listen to the message. It says, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. You're being called to get grounded, to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it's all too easy to get swept up in other people's energy and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are observing the energies around you and struggling to define what is their stuff and what is yours. If you pull this card, you're very likely an empath or highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well. Balance your energy and get grounded. There are two types of people, those who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It is easy to get swept up in the high frequency energies that are swirling around the planet. The quickest and most effective way of clearing all of this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful is to practice earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature. Put your hands on a tree. Your palms are extensions of your heart chakra. Or walk barefoot on the earth. So it's asking you to do something to get grounded and connect with the earth. So may we all work with that place of grounding. Work with that place of grounding in this energy in our hearts. And use our hands to extend that out to ourselves, to others. Before I share the card, if anyone wants to, you can share with everyone in chat, what color you got, what the frequency was. Were you able to connect? And I hope to God you were able to. So if you would like to share, you may. Because when we are in ceremony, what one person gets is actually for the whole. We're all connected, we're all one. For me, it was violet, and it was transmutation. And I didn't notice, but I have a chakra candle going, and it's actually at the green, which is the heart. Oh my God, I'll figure this out one day. But it's kind of like a Buddha with roses around it. And light streaming down. And there's trees and orbs. So I would say each day, find a way to ground. To find a way to work with that grounding energy. And work with this light and keep going back to your heart. Were you able to get it as light as a feather? Or maybe we can't all at once, and that's fine. We're all a work in progress, right? The goal is to do a little bit each day. That's why shamanism or any spiritual place is called a practice, right? You can't just read about it or do it once and expect this miracle. Sometimes you get the miracle. But generally, it's called a practice because we practice it every day. We make it a part of our everyday. We make it a part of our ritual. Just like brushing our teeth. So every day, making a point to ground in with the mother and to ask each day, check in with your heart and see what in it is ready to be let go of. What in it is no longer in service. I pray that you all don't have to get it the way have gotten it in the last couple of days of hitting such a severe low. I pray that it's much more gentle for you, more compassionate with Kuan Yin. And I thank you all for being part of our circle tonight, for sharing your hearts and souls, and for being willing to make a prayer, because the prayer is never just about us. It's about the collective. So I honor you and I thank you for showing up tonight and for bringing forth your medicine, your healing. And I thank you. So let us close directions unless someone has, although I can't really read it anyway, but if anything's coming up that I need to be aware of. But I'm going to close directions. We'll send spirits home, thanking them for being in service. Don't forget to thank your helping spirits, your guides, your ancient ones, creator, higher self. Thank them, thank them, thank them for their beautiful, 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 beautiful work, for their gentleness and their compassion, and their wisdom and their grace. So let's send the spirits home. To the winds of the south, the great serpent, Pachamama, thank you for wrapping your cordon of light around us. Thank you for helping us shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to stay out of that place of suffering. Step into that place of impeccability. Thank you for teaching us how to lay belly to belly with the mother. Thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. To the winds of the west, Dr. Dongo, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Oh, thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge, how to have one foot in this road and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of opportunity and of growth. But more importantly, thank you for teaching us how to live fearlessly and teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet yet not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that has occurred on the emotional level. Oh. To the winds of the north, to see the Kinsey great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight. Thank you for this place in teaching us how to be the eye in the center of the storm. But please continue to teach us where to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. To the winds of the east, Great Eagle, Condor, Apuchin, you who fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for helping us to see all the limitless possibilities available at all time so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Holy. Mama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the cry, the sinister, and the winged. Thank you for being the true alchemist and taking that from the source, bring it back to us. Oh, thank you for being this beautiful container and vessel in this place of the divine feminine. Continue to teach us how to open that up in our life, how to breathe in that essence, how to know how to walk that place of the divine feminine. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that place of grounding and of nurturing. And please remind us to ground in every day, to connect in, to source from you, the place of unconditional love. Inti Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are nameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight. Thank you for this place. I don't know why I keep doing that. Keep calling in the north up here. I thank you for the hearts and minds and souls of everyone in this circle. Please continue to whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Help us to expand our hearts. Help us to make our hearts as light as possible. Help us to shift our frequency to the highest level possible in every moment. Help us to own that place of light that lives within each of us. Help us to know that we are loved and that we are loved, that we are safe and we are capable. Thank you yet again for allowing me to be in service, to be a hollow bone. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I thank you for this circle, for this community, for ceremony. And I thank it again, all the ancestors who went before and sacrificed their lives so that I may make this whole. I'm hearing, don't forget to honor your ancestors for coming tonight. Make a prayer to them. Maybe create a little altar to them, honoring them and thanking them. Honoring the teachings we've learned from them and the healings that we've gained through them. And once again, I'm just going to burn a little sweet grass for Pachamama. So be gentle with yourselves, drink plenty of fluid, keep working from that place of the heart, keep working with grounding, be gentle with yourselves. Honor if there's any release, any grieving that comes up, any sadness, any crying, any, you don't want to live there, but you want to let it out. And it may just be pure joy that fills your heart. And I pray to God that that's what it is. But work with that energy that you got today. Integrate it. Keep awakening it. Keep allowing it to be what moves you forward. I thank you all. I'm very grateful. And